Hey y'all, Matt here from RetroOnly.com. Today I'm going to be talking again about the Nintendo Switch, and specifically today I'm going to be talking about Switch docks, and even more specifically, third-party Switch docks. If you need to buy a new dock, you've likely seen that the ones from Nintendo cost $120, $130. And spending that much on a little piece of technology that just docks to your TV seems insane. But you can get generic Switch docks or third-party Switch docks for considerably cheaper. But are they safe? Will they hurt your Switch? Will they brick it or cause other problems with it? That's the question I'm going to answer in this video. Before I get into that, please be sure to hit the like button and then also subscribe to our channel. It really does help us out a lot and also allows other people who have this exact same question to find this video and to get their question answered as well. So let's go ahead and hop into whether third-party Switch docks or generic Switch docks are safe or whether they are not. When you're looking to replace your original Nintendo Switch dock, you really have three different options. You can either get the official Nintendo one that's put out by Nintendo, and again, that'll run you $100 or more for a replacement dock. Your second option is to buy the generic docks. Those will typically run you $30 to $40 on places like Amazon, eBay, those sorts of things. The third option is to go with the dongle option. Now that's what this one is here. It actually allows you to dock your Switch by simply plugging it into the side, your HDMI, your power cord, connecting it from the USB-C from your Switch to here, and then from here, connect it right up to your TV. So you simply plug this into the Switch, and then you connect your power cord from here to your power source that's using this USB-C, and then you can connect to the TV using these HDMI ports as well right here on the end. So those are really your three different options when you're looking at Switch docks that are available. Whether they're safe or not, the answer for all of the generic or third-party items is they're designed to be safe. However, they may stop working at some point in the future. And the reason for that is Nintendo is constantly updating the software on the Switch. So as Nintendo updates the software, it could cause some of these docks to stop working. Now they're working right now. This dongle I purchased about 8 months ago or so, and I've updated my Switch multiple times and it still works. And I paid I think $15 or $20 for this little dongle. Super easy, and it makes it incredibly simple to play my Switch in a different room. Basically what I do is I have a TV in here in my living room, and then I also have a TV in my bedroom that the kids will go onto and play the Switch. You know, if we have people over or those sorts of things, I'll let them go in there. And so just having this little dongle saves me from having to move the dock around, move the power cords around, all of that sort of stuff. It just saves a little bit of extra hassle. So that's really what I use it for. But I've had it for about 8 months, and throughout all the different updates that the Switch has had over the last 8 months, I've not had any issues with it. But I know going in that it could be a problem in the future. In regards to it being safe, there have been reports multiple years ago especially that a dongle or a generic Switch dock or something caused a Switch to brick and caused it to not be able to be used. And there's all sorts of those reports across the internet. I personally have never experienced any of those issues when using a third-party dock. So using this dongle, using a traditional third-party dock that you buy that you actually set the Switch into, I've never had that issue. However, it is possible that if they update the software in the future, that dock might stop working. And if it does, then you'll have to go out and buy an additional one. However, in my opinion, it's well worth the cost, even if you have to buy multiple of them in the future, simply because the price difference is so big. Like I said, I bought this little dongle for between $15 and $20 on eBay, or on Amazon actually, is where I purchased it at. And for $15 to $20, I could buy 6 of these before equaling the cost of one original Nintendo dock. So for me, buying the cheaper generics is well worth it. And again, it's not something that I personally have issues with, and there hasn't really been a lot of reports of people having issues with it recently either. Could it happen in the future? I guess it could, maybe. Like, it's definitely a possibility, but I really don't see that happening. Nintendo doesn't want to intentionally brick people's devices just because they're using a third-party solution. Because honestly, it opens Nintendo up to a lot of hassle, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of just unsatisfied customers, and that's how Nintendo makes their money, is by people continually coming back, buying consoles, buying games, and if you make enough people mad, you're ruining your customer base, quite literally. So they're not going to intentionally brick your device just because you're using a third-party dongle or switch dock. So it should be safe. Like I said, I've been using this one for about 8 months. I've had no issues with it. Now, one thing to keep in mind, however, is that sometimes these dongles or the generic switch docks won't work exactly right. And often that's because you're not using the right amount of power to them. When I first got this, I just used a random USB-C that I had lying around, plugged it in, and it didn't work as a dock. And I couldn't figure out why. But I realized that the charger that I was using to power this was not putting out as much power as the Nintendo charger. So if you're going to use a generic one, whether it's a dock or whether it's a dongle, if it doesn't come with a power cord, then you'll need to make sure to buy one that matches the power output of the Nintendo Switch Power. So that way it has enough power for the Switch to figure out that it's docked and not just charging, and for the Switch to then send that picture and that information up onto your TV screen. I hope that this video has been helpful to you in answering your questions about the Switch dock, the generic and third-party Switch docks, and whether they're safe to use with your Switch. If you'd like to see this exact dongle or any of the other generic Nintendo Switch docks that you can get, you can find a link right below in the description. Again, my name is Matt. I'm from RetroOnly.com. Have a great rest of your day.